broader picture, but day to day on set, she was much more focused on acting.
This is her baby, and everything, the amount of respect that she showed everyone, crew, cast, the extras. Julia Roberts has a way of making everyone feel like the most important person in the room. And I think that she really set the tone for us all understanding that every single person on the set was necessary to make this thing. She taught us all a lot about what movie making is supposed to be.
There was also a third hat Julia wore on the set: wife.
If you're on location and you can be there with your husband or wife, that is a great, great, great benefit. And Danny was operating a camera, so he wasn't the DP, so it wasn't like he was coming up to her and saying, don't look that way or hit your marks or something like that.
If my husband, or I'm not married, but if my husband or boyfriend, whatever, were on a set watching me act the whole time while he's behind the camera, I would get really self-conscious, and it didn't seem to faze her. I think that they are able to keep their professional lives separate, which is impressive.
Julia first worked with Danny on The Mexican, then on the low-budget independent film Full Frontal. For a woman who made her name starring in Hollywood blockbusters, Full Frontal was a departure. There was one important reason she agreed to do the movie: director Steven Soderbergh.
1,000% Steven. In fact, when he called me and just said that he had this project and he wanted to send me a script, I said, I'll do it. And he said, well, read the script. And I said, no, I'm telling you, I'll do it. It sounds like fun. And he said, just read it. And then I read it, and I called him and said, yeah, I'll do it. And he said, oh, you like the script? I said, I don't understand the script, honestly. I don't even understand who I play in the script, but I still, it's just fun to be with him.
After finishing Full Frontal and Mona Lisa's Smile, Julia and Danny took some time off. They have homes in Taos, New Mexico, New York City, and Venice, California. Wherever they are, it's safe to say Julia is doing the cooking and cleaning. And don't try to explain why she should hire someone else to do it for her.
I do everything for myself because I'm a good cook. And because I make my mess, I clean it up. I don't even, that's how I like it. It doesn't make me somehow more interesting.
That may change when she has a bunch of kids, but for now she's cooking, okay.
I mean, when people say, you buy your own groceries, like, I don't really comprehend that question. Or you clean your own house. Yes, of course I do, but it doesn't, I'm not saying that like somehow, doesn't that make me fantastic, that I clean up my own mess?
Coming up. For almost 20 years, the eyes of the world have been on Julia. What she's wearing?
Oh, no twirling. But I do have on matching underwear.
Where she's going. Who she's with.
I think Julia's early life was, in terms of writing storylines, had a lot of dramatic tension in it. The fact that, you have to come of age under that kind of scrutiny, I think, was really tough.
You think of the amount of hype that's been around her to be at the top of the entertainment heap for 15 years and still have her be the same person. I think that's pretty incredible.
If you ask Julia Roberts, all that attention has been tough to handle, but it could have been worse.
The business is very different now, I think, than it was when I started out. I'm glad that I was 18 in the business when I was, instead of being 18 in the business now. I think it was a little, not so many expectations, not so many, you didn't have to be pretty and wear cute clothes and makeup and have cute hair then. Or at least I didn't know that you had to do that.
Well, appearance has always been important in Hollywood, especially for women. And even though this woman happens to be gorgeous, she's also 36 years old.
It's a perfect age for me to be. Yeah. I think I'm taller now. I do. Or maybe I just stand up straighter. Adultness suits me, I think. I've been doing this for a really long time, and I experience an enormous amount of joy from it continually still now as I did when I was 18.
Of course, Hollywood has never been more youth-obsessed.
The marketplace, my marketplace, is run by teenagers and preteens who can't wait to get out of the house. Here we're in a situation with women, in their 40s, who there are fewer roles for them because demographically they're the most difficult people to get to come to the movies.
Julia will probably be an exception to the rule.
I think she's been the exception to the rule every step of the way.
I don't think it matters how old you are if you can continue to generate income for the studios. And she has immense popularity worldwide, and that sells tickets.
I think she's probably the pinup for longevity, because I think as an audience, you get to know her. In a way, you get to be around someone that you like very much. You see that with a few celebrities that have that je ne sais quoi, that thing.
I think that the definition of what women are allowed to do in terms of the ageism has certainly expanded, and she certainly, I'm sure, will be going strong for many, many years if she chooses to. I think probably now the challenge for her is to balance family and career.
And maintain her privacy. For Julia, this is critical.
It's very difficult sometimes to live up to the expectations of the masses of strangers who have expectations, And I think that for me, I have an incredibly beautifully simple existence.
But when Julia's simple existence is invaded, she's not a happy gal.
Fascinating madness that's perpetuated and propagated by the media, string together a lot of really kind of unhappy moments, and that looks like the lives of celebrity.
The paparazzi, a multi-million-dollar industry that exists on the fringe of the showbiz universe. Paparazzi photographers will track down, wait for, and often agitate celebrities in their quest to snap that picture or record that footage.
You have to kind of plan your life around the fact there are people following you trying to take the picture. And, that's an unfortunate thing.
The edge doesn't exist. I feel a really deep sense of serenity in the life that I live. I see other people do things that are so disrespectful, but ultimately they look so ridiculous. Those people look so ridiculous. A grown man running down the street after a girl that he doesn't know, kind of screaming and yelling, is ridiculous. Julia, please! I've been physically threatened. I'm a girl. If I'm out walking my dog and I have a man coming up to me, invading my personal space, he's threatening me. He's physically threatening me if he's doing that. Why?
Why would he do that? A really good photograph can rake in $50,000. Magazines run the photos, and consumers buy the magazine.
It becomes like a vicious cycle. The media feeds it. People will take what you put in front of them. If it wasn't supplied, if it wasn't perpetuated like that, then people would look for higher ground if they were offered that. And it's unfortunate to do that because it belittles the viewers and it belittles the people that you're videotaping and all that kind of stuff. It's undignified all the way around. And it's pointless. I don't understand the ultimate point of that kind of perpetuated concept.
But there's a definite line between publicity and paparazzi.
It's two different animals. I think that as people who, as me, a person who participates in the press process of show business, and all of you guys, people who also participate in the press process, there has to be some moment where we all decide as a collective group to elevate our standards and one another with those standards and show each other a little more human kindness and appreciation. Not worship, not herald, just respect.
It's the loss of privacy, it's the constant scrutiny, and actually that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is the speculation that comes with it.
I think that it's aggravating at times. I mean, everybody gets a little frustrated at times when they're all over you, but for the most part, she's found a way to have a really real life where she can be the protagonist in her own life.
Julia suffers no fools, so you cross her, my money's on Julia.
Why does it have to be fun when you get a picture of an actor when they don't look good It's okay not to look good, but why does that have to be like heralded as, oh, look, you got him, good work? It's silly. It makes us all look so ridiculous. Just as people, ridiculous.
Coming up, 22-year-old Julia and her thoughts on marriage.
I have a whole different perspective on marriage now.
And what is Julia smiling about?
The same thing any happy wife enjoys.
Plus, a cry for help.
So I beg you to hear our plea. Thank you.